Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about my April favorites and fails. So the things that I've been loving during the month of April, and then the things I've been giving the side eye to. You guys know I don't like to do long intros with these because I get excited and I just want to talk about things. So I'm going to jump straight into my first favorite, and it is from Charlotte Tilbury. This is the GLOWGASM palette in LIGHTGASM. This one's for lighter skin tones, and then they have one for deeper skin tones. This palette just gives me all the feels. And as you can see, the letters on the bronzer as well as the highlighter are like almost gone. I love this palette for its skin-like properties. It gives such a glow to the skin. It's natural, it's beautiful. This highlighter right here, you can use it a little bit more subtly or use it and be really intense. Right now I'm kind of in between, I would say. Yeah, right in between, but you can build this guy up. It's so smooth and just so pretty. I've been using these two shades right here more as toppers. They do actually work as blushes on me because I am lighter skin tone right now, but I've just been enjoying putting them on top of other blushes like I have right now. I have a blush on, and then I have a little bit of this towards the back. I just think it is beautiful. This just gives such a beautiful glow to the skin, and it just enhances everything. There are some questions about this bronzer that I want to address. A lot of people have been having issues with it, and I have to say, you can't go in with a synthetic brush. Like, none of my synthetic brushes are going to pick this up because it is that like really hard gelée type of formula, and I have found that natural hair brushes work the best. In my review of the palette, I used the Natural Hair BOM 36 from Royal and Langnickel, which is back in stock. I have had so many comments of people being like, oh my god, Mel, it's back in stock. Now watch, when this video goes out, it will not be, but go ahead and check if you've been looking for that. But I have found that I like this one even better because it picks up product a little bit more, because this one is softer and this one is it's not scratchy. I don't want it to come off as scratchy. It just picks up product better. And this is the Esom X51. I kind of squeeze my brush together like this, and then I get the product in, and I am able to buff it all over. So you need the right brush to pick this up. If you're going in with something that's too soft, especially synthetic brushes, it's not going to work so well. But I have really been enjoying this palette. Speaking of bronzers, I have a couple more I want to talk about, but I'm going to be quick because I just did a video talking about my current favorite bronzers, and these were definitely in there. But in case you missed it, the Fenty Sun Stalker, did I say that right? Yeah, Sun Stalker bronzers. These are so beautiful. I have two shades. I have In the Sun, which is going to be great for fair and light skin tones. I don't think anybody darker than me is going to really get a lot of use out of this, but this is absolutely stunning. I have swatches and everything in that video, so if you're wondering about it, check out my favorite bronzers video. And then Shady Biz, which is definitely a little bit warm tone. These bronzers just blend themselves out. They look so great on the skin. They're not patchy. They're just beautiful. Then we have this beauty from YSL, and this is from the Spring Look 2019 collection. This is the Bronzing Stone in 01A packaging. Beautiful. But then this is what she looks like. There are two different shades. I have the lighter one. This is the warmest bronzer that I have in my favorites. Again, this is in that video, so if you want to see swatches and all that and comparisons, make sure you check that out. The thing about this is it's skin-like. Again, just like the one that's in the Charlotte Tilbury, but this one's definitely easier to use, easier to pick up. This reminds me of the Soleil Tan de Chanel, but in a powder formula. I don't know if that makes sense, but it gives you that beautiful, just almost cream-like, but it's a powder. It's beautiful. I love it. The end. Going from bronzers, I feel like the natural transition should be to highlighter. So the first one is from Marc Jacobs. And yes, I'm keeping this box. I keep talking about this box. I love the pink and the white polka dots. There's just something about it that is so fun. I'm going to say it again. I wish that the actual packaging was in the pink and white polka dots. I think that would have been like the best thing ever. It would have made me so happy. But this is a number 80 Worth the Wait Omega Glaze. Now the last one did not work for me. It was too dark. This one is perfection. It is so beautiful, but you see this swatch? Do you see how much comes? Like it's a lot. It's a lot. You have to work this into your skin. I do not suggest layering and layering and layering because you will get cake face where your highlighter is really quickly. I suggest going in lightly with this and building it up to your preference and really buffing it into your skin. This is a highlighter that I cannot go in with right after spraying my face, which is usually how I like to do it. I like to spray my face with my finishing spray, get everything nice and wet, and then wait until it's almost dry and then go in with my highlighter. If I do that with this formula just does not work with that. It just becomes a little cakey. So you have to be careful, but if you are fair, light, this is going to be beautiful on you. It has a slight gold shift, and if you can see when it melts into my finger like that, oh, it's beautiful. But if you get this, it's a little cakey, so you have to be careful. But I love this. I've been using it quite a bit. And then the other one that I have a backup. I have a backup. This palette right here, this is from Benefit. This is the Cheek Leaders. I think I called it the Cheerleaders for a little bit, but this is the Cheek Leaders Mini Bronze Squad palette. This has the shade Cookie in here. This highlight is one of my favorites of all time. It is gorgeous. I would love to have a full size Marc Jacobs size of Cookie. Can we do that, Benefit? Can we make that happen? It doesn't matter. I've got a backup anyway. But not only do I love the highlighter, it has Hoola in here, and then I have never tried before buying this palette any of the Benefit blushes, and I actually find that, what is this, Gold Rush? This looks really nice on me, so I get great use out of the entire palette, but Cookie is the reason why I bought it, because there's just something about it. It's so shiny, so blingy, but it's smooth. It's just beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And I like the size of this. The problem I have with the bigger ones, because you can get Cookie in one of the bigger palettes as well, but I don't find myself reaching for bigger palettes like that. So this was perfection for me. Now we have the Cover FX soaps. That joke is probably gonna get so old to you guys, but it's never gonna get old to me because soap. It looks like soap. But anyway, this is the Cover FX Monochromatic Blush Duo Matte Plus Shimmer in the shade Soft Peach. Now, I did a whole review on bronzer and then 2 of the blushes. This one is my favorite. This is the one that I want to talk about, and I just think this is absolutely stunning. I love the whole concept behind these. Again, if you're curious about them, just go check out my video. I will be purchasing another one. They either come out today when this goes up or the next day. I don't remember, at Sephora. They're already at Ulta, but 20% off, yo. I'm trying to get that 20% off. But if you want to get 15% off, you can go to Cover FX and then just use the code TRENDMOOD and you get 15% off. This is Soft Peach. This is the blush that I have on today. I do not have this on because I wanted to use the Charlotte Tilbury palette, but holy bejesus, this is amazing. The pigmentation on the blushes, because both of them are so insane. Even the bronzer, insane pigmentation, and this side is beautiful as well. But this is just so pretty. I'm going to pick up, I don't remember the names of them, but there's 2 more that I want to pick up, and I highly recommend these. These are talc free, which I was really impressed by. I just love this. And you know, a lot of people were commenting saying they, Cover FX went downhill with their packaging. I actually don't mind. I think this is a nice package. It's just looks like soap to me. It's sturdy, it feels heavy, it's nice. I don't have any issues with it. There's a mirror inside. It just looks like soap. But the product is absolutely beautiful, and I think there is a shade for everyone. Moving on to the eyes, because I have a lot in the eyes category. Let's start off with what I am currently wearing, and one of the biggest shocks to me, this is from Estee Lauder. Who knew? I didn't know. I had no idea. This is my first experience with Estee Lauder Shadow, so I don't know if they've always been this good, or if I've just been missing out, or if this is a new thing, but this is the Desert Heat, what do you call it? Bronze Goddess Desert Heat Eyeshadow Palette. I love this. And I have ventured over to this side to create this look. I told you guys I would make sure, because I already knew I used like all of this side in my tutorial, but then I went over here and they're beautiful. These are absolutely stunning. I just love aesthetically, it's beautiful to look at. I know that doesn't matter, I know. This is just beautiful. This is one of the most perfect summer palettes you can possibly get. Pigmentation is great, blendability is great. Color combinations, everything. I really love this. And then another shocker, because I was not going to buy this. This was because of you guys, and I also gave in and I bought the, what is it? This is Marc Jacobs powder. I kept saying I wasn't going to buy it because it has cornstarch in it, but I did buy it, so whenever it gets here, I will review it for you guys. This is from Chanel. Now, Chanel has been a little hit and miss for me lately. I don't know. I don't like to return things, so I just have not been wanting to pick up this palette, and I don't know the name of this, so I'm just going to leave this down below, but it's the Natural Eyeshadow Collection, and it's beautiful. The texture of this is what makes it different. Had a lot of comments saying, you know, oh, it looks like the Soft Glam palette, and I totally get that, but you are not going to get the same kind of eye look because that is matte and then really shimmery shimmers. So this is a little bit more sophisticated. This is skin-like. It's just something you have to experience on your eyes and see in person to really be able to see. This is something that you can create just a really soft, effortless look, or do something a little bit more sultry like I did in my tutorial. I was blown away, and I went out that night and I had so many people be like, your eyes are so stunning. It's just, they blend together absolutely beautifully, sorry. And I use this for the next 3 days. I know you guys see videos and then you think, oh, it's already your favorite, you just used it. I pre-record stuff, but this is stunning. I love it, and I definitely recommend it if you love Chanel, if you've been wondering about it. These are definitely shades that everybody has. It's just the texture that really makes them different. And I love it. I'm really glad that I have it. And now MAC. I feel like I haven't had anything from MAC in my favorites in a while. Maybe I'm just not remembering correctly, but I don't think I've had anything from MAC in my favorites for a hot minute. These shadows are everything. So I told you guys I was going to go and pick up the last one that I didn't have from the Extra Dimension Foil Eyeshadow Collection, the shade right here. Oh, I got it. I went and got it. This is Cop a Pose, this one right here. And then I did a tutorial with these and I swatched them and everything, so you guys can check that out. Violet. You see? So pretty. And then this one right here is Lunar Metal. This, I'm telling you, is the best thing MAC has done in a long time, and I feel like I'm missing one. There it is, found it. And then this one right here, this is Gold Medalist. These are stunning, and they go on the eyes like this, and they blend together. Like putting these on your eye together, they work so well. These are stunning. I can't get enough. And then one of the Shiny Pretty Shadows, this is Joy 2. This is unique. This is very unique to my collection. I literally have nothing else like it. When you first look at it, you're like, okay, but there is a shift to it like nothing else. I think this is something you have to see in person to really be able to tell. I don't know. There's just something about this. It is just absolutely stunning. So MAC did a phenomenal job with that collection. I went in and I did swatch the other shadows. I have P for Pink and I like that one as well, but this one's my favorite. The other two I was just kind of like, meh, whatever. But the Foil Extra Dimension, best thing MAC has done in a while. It is, they are amazing. Now I have talked about this and talked about this and talked about this and talked about this. It's already been in a favorite. I talked about it in my Sephora recommendations, but I have to talk about it again because you guys, second bottle already. I am about, of course, you guys know I ordered some with the Sephora VIB Rouge, whatever spring sale. I love this stuff. This is the Glow Recipe Watermelon Glow Ultra Fine Mist. I cannot get enough. Obviously, I have not touched anything else. This is all I want to use. It just ultra fine mist. It's perfect for me. I'm not going to continue on talking about it. I probably will again in another video, but I cannot rave about this enough. I just feel like this is what I have been looking for. No alcohol in here. It is refreshing. There's no big dots on your face. It's not too shiny. It's just perfection. And then we have this little guy right here from LANEIGE, whatever. I was really excited when these came out, but do not mistaken this to be the lip sleeping mask in a tube. It is not. It is a bomb and it is amazing. I have the flavor, smell, scent, whatever, pear, and oh my goodness. Smells amazing and it feels so good on my lips. There's no color to it or anything like that. It just feels like a daytime lip mask. So instead of having something as heavy as a lip sleeping mask, this right here during the day, oh, it feels amazing. I had a lot of people asking me if I have tried that. I'm like, yes. As soon as that came out, I bought it and I've been using it. I love it. 2 more favorites and then we are going on to my fail. So the first thing was sent to me from a subscriber and I just think this is the coolest thing ever. Like I love this so much and I'll try to remember to link down in my description box on the IG of the person that made this, but I don't know if the person that sent it to me wants, yeah, I'm not going to name any names just because I didn't ask. So anyway, look at this cup. Oh, it's glass and you can put your brushes in here. I'm sure you could do a lot of different things, but this is so beautiful. You guys, see that little empty space? This has been sitting in there, but it says too glam to give a damn. Oh my God. This was perfect. When I saw this, I was just like over the moon. It made me so happy. So to the person that sent this to me, thank you so much. I love it. And to the person who made it, phenomenal job. It's beautiful. It's the sparkles, everything. Like you don't feel the sparkle right here. You do feel this little bit of overlay, but it's beautiful. Very, very, very well done. And then let's talk about these brushes that are inside of it. So I still have not been able to do a full review on the Rephr brushes. You guys know I had surgery at the beginning of this month and I've been trying to play catch up. Like hardcore trying to play catch up. But if you want to know all the information, please go check out Alicia at Kinky Sweat. She did an amazing video on this. Michelle Wong, just check them out and you can get the 411. But I just have to tell you guys that I love them. As you can see, they are dirty. That's because I keep using them. This is the number 06. Beautiful for powder, beautiful for bronzer. I don't like to use this for bronzer because of my hair. A lot of people ask me, why don't you use the Soleil Tan de Chanel anymore? It's because of my hair. I always have to take a wet wipe and get stuff out of my hair, and cream bronzers start to stain the edge of my hair. So that's the biggest reason why I don't do it. So I still love the products. It's just the hair. But this is beautiful. Oh my gosh, it's so soft. I love it. This one right here, I love for blush. This is the Rephr 05. And then I use this one today for my eye look. And this is the S01. It kind of reminds me of the MAC 217. And the more I've used this, the more it is fluffed out a little bit. And then this right here is the 02, a lot like the MAC 239. And then this is a lot like the MAC 221. So if you're looking for good dupes for those, these are great. I've really been enjoying these. And what is this? The P07C. Again, I have not gone through all the details on these, but they have a prototype program and all kinds of things, and they adjust brushes according to feedback. And I just think it's amazing. Like, having a company so interactive with the people that are going to be using them, I just think that's so neat. So these I've really been enjoying. I've been washing them and using them and washing them and using them, and they have held up. They're beautiful, and yes, just love them. Now let's get on to the fail. So my very first one, Tom Ford. We need to have a talk. You got a whole lot of controversy going on right now, and I love you, so I don't want you to have controversy. But this is messed up, you guys. If you saw the Wayne Goss video talking about this, you know that this concealer is the same thing as the, what is it, Smashbox 24-hour wear concealer, and this is like double the price, less the amount of shades, whatever. So I'm mad about that because, yeah, I spent my money on this, and I was going to go exchange it, but I realized that I actually bought this off the Tom Ford website. I didn't get it from Nordstrom or Sephora, so I was like, oh, whatever, I'm stuck with it now. But this just makes me mad because it's so expensive, and if it's the same exact product as something else. Now, I know ingredients, if they can change, then they're not always the same. Case in point, the e.l.f. Putty Primer versus the Tatcha Silk Canvas. To me, they are not the same at all. They just are not the same. But I can tell you, I have the Smashbox concealer, something I used to wear all the time. So I did put them up side by side, and yep, they're the same thing, you guys. So I am very disappointed in that. And then we have two more. The first being from Patrick Ta. So I bought these spray highlighters. What are they called? Major Glow. Let me look it up because I returned these. The Major Glow Highlighting Mist. I had the color Look at Her, which was White Pearl, and the shade We Love Her in Pink Pearl. These were so messy. If I covered up my eye this way, I ended up with a harsh line because I was trying not to get it all over my cheek. But then if I covered it up this way, it was a little softer, but then it got on my pores, my brows, my eyes, my hair, everywhere. It's just messy. And then I didn't even think to look into the ingredients, and people were like, hey, Mel, the ingredients. I'm like, yeah, you know what? You're right. So to me, sadly, it didn't work. I didn't like it with the sponge. I felt like you didn't get the same amount of pigmentation. And with the brush, didn't like it that way. I just don't like the product. It's sad too because that white one was gorgeous. I am not going to lie. That white one was gorgeous. But overall, I feel like it was a pretty gimmicky product. I do still have my fan though. I use this fan every day now. Look at these feather earrings just going. I am Beyonce. You guys don't even know. But I do have to mention, even the fan, I have to do that every single time. The next thing is from NARS. The next two things are from NARS. The first one is the Endless Orgasm palette, and the name, whatever, just NARS, okay, fine. I was excited about this palette. I knew it was cream going into it. I was fine with it. Natasha Denona recently did a cream palette that I love, the Bloom, and I really expected it to be more along those lines as that formula, but no. This one moved my foundation. It did not have the pigmentation. One of the highlighters was so sparkly. The other one, it was hard to see. When I used it on my eyes, because you're supposed to be able to use it on your eyes and your lips, I don't like it on my lips because it's metallic. On my eyes, I mean, unless you have no brow hairs that you know need to be plucked, or you have no veining on your lids, because I do. I have veining on my lids that need to be concealed. So if you don't conceal them, you can see through it. But then if you put any kind of base down, it moves it. It moves everything. It feels so heavy on the skin. I had so many problems with it. I just didn't like it, no matter how I used it. On top of powder, is an absolute no-go. And then when I used it on just top of my foundation, it still left a huge line right here and it moved the product right underneath. So I hated that palette. I was so disappointed. I was like, if you are a powder palette, this probably would have been a huge hit because the colors themselves were beautiful. It just was not executed well. And then the NARS Liquid Orgasm Highlighter, there was nothing to that. There was nothing there. I swatched it on my hand and it almost just looked like I had put a body oil on, like nothing there. So that collection was just a miss. I do still have, oh, I don't see it through my mess of stuff, but I do still have the lip oil. The one thing that I was not going to purchase is the one thing that I use the most, and it's not a favorite, I like to put it on. But anywho, I am about out of breath, as you guys can tell, and that is it. So that's everything that I have been loving and not loving for the month of April. You guys let me know down below what you've been enjoying and not enjoying, and I'll see you in my next video. Whew! Bye, guys.